I think it was RFK the other day. He said something that like really hit home. He was like, healthy people have like a million dreams of what they want to accomplish. Like sick people have one. They just want to be healthy.
Dude, that's heavy.
Yeah. So that's what that helps me. That helps me remember that. Like. So, without my glasses, I can see close. Without my glasses, I can't see far. So, when I'm calling plays, bro,
you're fucked.
I'm like this, bro. I'm like this.
Yeah,
I'm reading it. I'm going like that. Calling the play like this. So they all make fun of me because I'm old and I have my glasses. They're like, "Oh fuck, he has his glasses down. He's calling plays now."
Darla gets pissed when I'm like that.
With their glasses down?
She says either take them off or take them on or get used to wearing these, but I fucking broke these. So, but I don't give a fuck, dick. Yeah. Like I'll fucking hang out like this. I don't give a fuck. Right? Yeah. Do you give a fuck if you don't? No. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But she's like, you look fucking stupid with your fucking glasses broken. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck how I look. I know I'm not fucking stupid. So I don't give a fuck if I look fucking stupid. Right?
Oh,
right? Like, funny. Hey, do you give a fuck? Like, no. Do you give a fuck, dog? Like, there's certain things that I do. I give a fuck about things, right? But I don't give a fuck that somebody would think I'm fucking stupid for having my glasses like this.
No, I don't care.
Like,
no.
But I guess that's one thing that I don't. But there's other things that I do. Like, like I don't want to be somebody look at me and be like, that fucking guy is a pussy.
Fucking Frankenbeans over here.
That guy's a fucking soup sandwich. Like I have to look a little fucking put together, dog. I guess what? I think that's why I work out. I work out and I try, because if I'm gonna give a little bit, like if I'm gonna walk around with glasses like this, I
gotta be able to handle yourself.
Yeah. And I gotta at least look like I take care of myself at somewhere.
You can't look like that and get your ass kicked.
Exactly. Or look like a bitch. I can't look like this. I look like a fucking bitch.
Yeah, because we're all gonna get our ass kicked, right? But at least don't go out like that.
Yeah, don't fucking go out like that. Fuck, dog. Man, hey, okay. So we ended that last segment. We covered St. Paul, right? We covered St. Paul. We talked about everything that comes along with that. We talked about fucking staring down the barrel of 50. We talked about how what you learned at St. Paul has affected the way that you're coaching.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
And the way that you approach coaching and what you want to accomplish, right? Basically, what you want to accomplish by coaching, right?
Yeah, I mean. We want to win games, but we want to build better humans too.
Right, 100%.
Like, I just want like the program that these guys are a part of to, number one, to feel like it's top notch. So I'm gonna work my ass off, do everything possible, and like not take the public school way out. You know what I mean? The easy way out. But
and that's one of the reasons why I absolutely feel like teachers, especially, need to be paid more in a lot of different ways.
Some teachers.
Some okay. Well, you know what?
Not all.
Okay. Some teachers.
Don't get me started on teachers, bro. I'm not a fan.
Well, how about okay, but if teachers were, I'm just gonna if the correct or just teachers in general, or maybe the correct teachers, if they were able to be paid based on the importance of their job. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I would rather, like, when it comes to like sports, when it comes to athletes, when it comes to like entertainers, I don't want my kids to look at them and say, like, look at them as role models. I would rather them look at a good teacher as a role model. I would rather them look at, like, even like police officers, anybody who falls under the first responder umbrella. You know, I would rather them look at those type of individuals as role models instead of the guy, instead of athletes.
Yeah, like,
and I guess that's what I'm trying to say when I say like the teacher should be
like, fame shouldn't make you a role model. Like, what you actually do as a person, the human, should make you a role model.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I agree with that 100%. Like, I don't. Some actress is, shilling for something. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, it makes no difference to me. Like, what celebrity so and so you attach to, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I know it matters to a lot of people, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
what's up with teachers? What problem do you have with teachers?
I
want to know now. I want to know.
Honestly, it comes from a place where I believe that coaches are the best teachers on your campus.
I agree.
100%. But they don't get treated that way. Right? You're just a coach. You know what I mean? Like, and so all the cachet gets put onto all the classroom teachers and stuff, but I'm there, bro. Like, I see what a lot of these classroom teachers are up to, and a lot of them are bullshit. A lot of them are not leading. A lot of them are just there to collect a check. A lot of them have unreal expectations of kids. And I think societally, probably my biggest, message to society, like the one thing, everybody's like, oh, you gotta have something to say. I think the one thing that I want to say is that, the one thing I've always believed, like being in this whole field, is that it doesn't matter how much money you throw at the problem of education. Education is not going to get fixed until it's important at home. So you look at all, like, the subgroups, right? Like, Indian kids, phenomenal at school. Asian kids, phenomenal at school. Why? School's important at home. A good portion of Caucasian white kids, like, school's important, so they're going to do better at school. Kids that struggle are the brown kids and the black kids, because most of the time, school ain't promoted at home. Like, other things are promoted at home. Right? Partying, living the street life, like all these other things are all what's important at home, what's glorified at home. And until that changes, you could pay each teacher $1 million. It ain't gonna make that kid sit there and do his work. It ain't gonna make that kid go home and do his work. It ain't gonna make that kid try to study and do well on a test. Like, it doesn't. I've just seen this, like, over the years of, like, all these politicians, like, oh, we got to spend more on education. We're last. Yeah, we're last because education isn't important at home. Like, all these other bullshit social things are, like, what's most important to Americans right now, not education. And the ones that are just have their heads down, not even taking part in this whole, like, social discussion and just worried about work and school, are the ones who are getting ahead. They're the ones who are getting those top positions, while we just worry about shit that don't matter, on the daily, and we fight about it while other people are taking care of business in the classroom. And that's what I try to tell my kids all the time. Like, yes, is this all a big game? Yeah, it is. Because to get the job that you want, you got to have that paper. It doesn't matter. They're not going to let you in the door if you don't have that paper. So you got to play the game. This is how the game is played. These are the hoops you got to jump through. These are all the players. This is what you got to navigate. Go win. Like, you got to win in the classroom, or else you can complain about all you want. You can tell me what a bitch your teacher is all you want. That's not going to change the fact that you have an F in history, and you're going to have to retake summer school, and an F in bio, and you got to retake summer school, and now you're, in a position where you're trying to catch up, where other kids are fucking light years ahead of you. The ones who are going to move into positions of real power, they're light years ahead of California kids. At least, you know, kids in our demographic.
Distractions, right? Yeah. Like you said, right?
Yeah.
And how do we make those distractions unimportant?
It's unimportant at home.
It's at home, right?
Yeah.
How do we make those distractions unimportant to the parents? Like the parents have to learn that those are unimportant, and they have to teach the kids that those distractions are important. How do we get the parents on board with that? Because if not, it's just going to be generational, right?
Generation poverty, bro.
Because the same shit is being... There's no change in the belief of what's important.
What do you mean? Say it again.
There's no change on where your focus is going. The focus is on the distraction instead of on what's important. Mm-hmm. Like you said, there are homes where the focus is on what's important.
You know, you're on the street level every day. Like all the homes you're going into, you try to tell me that school's important in those homes?
That's why like that's how do we stop that shit? You know, like I don't know. I you know what I think?
It's Pandora's box, bro.
You know what I think, right? You know what I think? And I think that it's by design. I honestly think that it's by design, because if it was not, then these distractions would not be in a position to where they become the only thing that we focus on. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if anybody gave a fuck about what was important, they would not give us what's not.
I think that...
Yeah.
I think that there has to be a revolution in parenting, like for American parents.
Say that again, dude.
There has to be a revolution in parenting, you know, and like you, as much as people hate it, you have to embrace that old school style of parenting. That's the only way it works. You know, being their friend, nice new age parent, ain't gonna cut it for you. Ain't gonna work out. You know, like you gotta have strong parents' leadership at home. You know, and the problem is that everybody's so soft now that right away that turns into he's being abusive or they're being abusive or whatever, when they're just putting their foot down and saying like this is what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, but that all starts from an early age, and like, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. You know, of being a good parent. Like, you don't just wake up and be a good parent.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, your parenting style is an accumulation of everything that you've learned throughout your life. And how you were brought up, and the way Darla was brought up, and what she learned throughout her life. And then it's this mix of everything that's important. But if you guys weren't on the same page, like, kids would be a mess.
Yeah, they would.
You know? And usually that's what's going on at home, is like, parents aren't on the same page. So one parent checks out, you know, now it just creates a whole other set of problems.
Dumb shit. You said earlier about our generation being the last generation.
Yeah.
Right? And I think our generation is the generation that could start the parenting revolution, because we saw the change in parenting and the negative results it created. Mm-hmm. That every kid gets a trophy type of parenting. Mm-hmm. And that's bullshit, because you're not learning real life. Mm-hmm. In real life, you get what you give, right? If you want something, you have to put in the work required in order to get it. And you're going to get the results based on the amount of work that you put into what it is that you want. And it's not always easy. It's fucking hard, Holmes. Hard work, getting what you want and putting in work is not easy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the beauty of it, because it's also putting you in a position to where you have to make sacrifices. You have to do things that you don't want to do. You're gonna experience failure. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to grow a rubber ass and learn how to bounce back from getting knocked on your ass. It don't, like it's cliche, but it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. What matters, the amount of times you get up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I try to raise my fucking kids to where they understand that shit can be hard. Shit's not always easy. And if you want something, you need to fucking work hard at it.
Yeah.
And I think that our generation understands that because we fucking did it.
Yeah.
Our generation was the last generation to not have cell phones, to not have all these extra. These are fucking nothing but distractions, dog. This
100%.
has more to it, man.
100%.
And we know how to live without it. There comes a certain time of the day when I put my phone away. I put that motherfucker away, far away from me, so I don't have the urge to go through it. Man, but yeah, it's hard because then my kids see other kids with their electronics out. And they want theirs out like the way they see other kids having it.
I mean, I think a lot of times this has just become like a pacifier. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shut the kid up here, give him a electronic device. And that's what starts building that addiction. I mean, you're building an addiction to your electronic devices when they're age 2.
And then giving them McDonald's. Fuck, that 2-year-old brain is fucking doomed.
Because it legitimately is an addiction. Like, I find myself, like, what am I doing? Like, why do I keep looking at it?
Dude,
like,
dopamine, dog.
Put it away, bro.
Steals your dopamine.
Like, I find it too. So, like, like, I tell my kids in my class, like, dude, look, I know it's hard. I'm not the enemy of the phone, but I'm an enemy at using it at the wrong time. So right now, let's put it away. We'll see it. I know you're dying to get it out. All that shit's still gonna be there when you're done. All I need is your attention for like 15 minutes. Yeah. That's it. So even that's hard. Even they can't do that. Like, they gotta have it like.
Because this right here, even looking at it, it's making those.
How many times do you just go like, you just look at it, you just go like that, you tap it? Like,
yeah. Dick, I fucking did it a little while ago.
Yeah.
It becomes a habit.
It does.
It's like an itch that needs to be scratched.
Yeah.
Right? And your fucking brain, this creates neural connections in your brain that require this. You know what I'm saying?
How we break away from it though, I have no fucking idea.
Stop. Because they put it away. Stop. But
here
I am.
Shut down the internet for like 8 hours a day or something.
Imagine, you know what? If the people in control of the fucking internet cared about humanity's well-being, they would fucking
shut it off during school hours.
They'd be communists when it came to fuck. They'd be fascists? Fascism? They'd be fascists, dog. When it came to cell phones, they'd be like, you know what? The internet will not be available for the next 8 hours. Go read a book. Go get sun. Yeah. Go work out. Yeah. We're fucking done.
There would be mass revolt.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like, and you know what would happen is it's the same thing like happened here. Like, they were fucking around with that I think it was Newsom or whatever was fucking around with, like, saying, oh, we're gonna have a law where you can't have phones in the class and at school. Do you know what the problem is? Do you know how many fucking parents would be there complaining? Not the kids, but the parents would be there complaining. Because they can't get a hold of little Jimmy or, Johnny.
Fuck.
Like, it's the parents are the problem, dude. Like, 99% of the time.
Hey, Newsom was going to pass some type of law?
I know it was a few months ago, like, early election time, there was some kind of news coming out about we want to ban phones in schools. And I was like, yeah, fuck it right, bro. Like, there's not a chance, dude. Not a chance.
I guess it comes down to, like, too much of anything isn't good for you.
Yeah.
Type of shit. Yeah.
Balancing all things, bro.
Balancing all things, yeah. Just got to find balance, right?
Yeah, dude.
And teach how to create balance. Not just say it, but also teach how to create balance. You've had too much of this, so now we're going to step away from it, and we're going to do this instead.
Yeah. But, I mean, if it ain't important at home, bro, it ain't going to be important anywhere. It don't matter what you do, don't matter what you say. If mom and dad say you don't got to do it at home, then you're done.
That's fucking sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because then mom and dad have to be mom. It's but then mom and dad don't want unless mom and dad are willing, right, to learn and to admit that There needs to be a change.
That's the part. The admission part is the hard part for people.
Right. You have to admit that there needs to be change first.
Yeah.
Then change will, then the chain of events will get kicked off.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like addiction, dog. Like
Yeah,
you're only ready to leave addiction when you admit there is an addiction.
I mean, the facts are there, bro. It's not just me just like pulling shit out of the air. The facts are there. Aside from what I've seen with my own eyes and experience, right? But if you just look at the facts, like as a country, we spend the most money on education. And we're like bottom of the list. Why the fuck is that? Why do you think that is? It's not rocket science. Like you can make the connection pretty quickly that spending money doesn't amount to better results.
Right. That's proven. Yeah.
So you could, pay me more. I'll take more money. Johnny's still not going to do his homework. Nothing's going to change. You know what I mean? So in my mind, like not the only way the system changes in terms of like understanding education and getting a real picture of where we're at. What do we always use? We always use test scores, right? Bullshit ass test scores that nobody tries on, that nobody gives a shit about.
Cheat.
The same ones that you fucking just bubbled in straight down every time so you can just be done. We still do that today. Now it's on computers and they just hit the same button and I'm locked out. Okay, I unlock it. Then they go back. Like we're just fucking chasing our tail here. And we're pretending that there's gonna be different results and there's not. So what they have to do is what they did before, but that got shit on, was that put value on those tests, right? The standardized tests. So before, I don't know if you remember before, but like I think it was like early 2000, somewhere around there, California had this law where like you had to pass your standardized test to move on to the next, like you could get held back if you didn't pass your test. Well, of course they got rid of it because everybody complained about it because people weren't passing the test. Right? So here's my big idea, bro. We need to put value on these tests. And the only thing American kids understand is money. So and Lord knows we got plenty of money. We've seen that in the news. There's plenty of money to go around for everybody, right? If you spend it in the right places. So why don't we start creating a savings account for kids that every time they pass a standardized test of a certain amount, they get a certain amount of money. And so when they graduate, they got a little nest egg, and then from there you can decide what you want to do, like college or get in the workforce or trade school or whatever. Like kids aren't going to try hard unless they know they're getting something out of it. They're not going to waste their time, just like anybody would. You know what I mean? So you got to start putting value on it. Obviously, we tried getting held back. That didn't work. So what's the only other thing that people respond to is money. So, that's my big idea. I think that will help us to get a better idea of where we're at through the standardized test. Because right now, when they're like rattling off fucking standardized test scores, just assume it's all bullshit, because the only kids that really tried hard were like the AP kids, and fucking Walnut, right, who really care about grades. Other than that, nobody's really trying. Like, nobody cares because they know that nothing's going to happen. Like, if I fail this test, what happens to me? Nothing. So why do I care about this test?
And making money a reward for passing tests, you know who also jump on board with that? Parents. Right?
Yeah.
So when they learn that their kid will be rewarded with cash for passing this fucking test, it's gonna be like, hey, you need to fucking, hey, you know what? Fuck that. Put your phone away.
Yeah.
Let's
hey,
study.
you gotta go study.
You gotta go study.
Yeah, test to pass, homie.
And for whatever reason, it could be, hey, I need that money for this. I need that money for that. Or I need that money to help for your college.
Or, it would have to be a situation where that account is locked until you graduate, because parents are going to be trying to dip in there.
No, absolutely.
Like, no, it's locked till you graduate. Only you can get it once you graduate. Whatever you want to do with it after you graduate, that's up to you. Like, free will, man. Like, everybody has decisions they got to make. So if you want to give it all to your parents, that's up to you. But you have a nest egg, you can use it to buy a car or get a new place to live. Or
start a business.
Whatever.
Start a podcast.
Like real money, like not bullshit money, like real money. Like talking like, you know, $1,000, you know, a shot or 500, just depending on where you score or whatever the case may be. But like, there has to be some value now added, because right now, what we're doing right now, we're just spinning our wheels, bro. Like, we're just going through the motions, like, just to say we did it, and we're not getting anything out of it. But what's fucked up is that people are being evaluated by these numbers, but these numbers aren't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when they're like, oh, the reason why I would push back against making teachers accountable to test scores or whatever is because how do I know Johnny's not trying hard on the test? Like, there's nothing I can do to like motivate you to do well. Especially if you knew that me as a teacher depended on it, and whether you retain me or get rid of me depends on your score. So guess what a-hole kids are going to do? They're going to fail the test because they're like, fuck you.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I don't trust.
Fuck that guy. Let's get him out of here. Let's fail this fucking test.
Yeah.
He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He makes us do work.
100% that would happen.
Absolutely. I would have did that.
Me too.
Oh, man.
I'm the one that told him in DACA, like, he's like, I'm going to call your parents. I said, just give me the phone. I'll call them for you, dog. Come here.
Yeah, call him. That's fine.
But, you know, I knew I was going to get my ass kicked, but it was like, might as well go out.
Might as well go out the bang. Madaka was good, though. I liked Madaka. Did you like Madaka?
He was cool. I was just, like, I was in a different human then.
Yeah.
I think now we would get along, but, you know, back then I was just in a different
Remember the time he called our parents and asked if he could put a skirt on us, and they both said yes? No?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that shit? I don't even know what the fuck happened, but you and I ended up in the girls' restroom. Do you remember this, Eric? You don't remember this? Right? And when we came out, right? And when DACA was out there, dog, he caught us, and he got us both. And he took us to his office.
Are you sure that was me?
Yes, bro.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
At all.
And he called, we were seniors, and he called our parents, bro. And he asked if he could put a dress on us.
Yeah.
And they both said yes.
Yeah. My parents definitely would say yes.
And he was like, yep, there you go. But he was cool, though. Madaka was cool.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
He was a good dude, man. He was a good dude.
I would say I was the problem back then.
Well, we all were. You're like we all were. Like I was telling Darla earlier that now that I'm the age that I am now, I could look back at different situations in my life and I understand the benefit of them now. Whereas back then I didn't, because I was just a different individual. I was worried about other shit. But now that I'm older, I could look back and I say, oh, okay, now I get it. Yeah. Now I understand. Now I understand the importance of this.
Yeah.
Even shit that I never thought there was anything important to. Now I understand that there was something important to it. Yeah. And I get it.
I think it just comes with maturity, you know?
Yeah. And isn't it what is it? Maturity is wasted on the old.
On the.
Or is that, am I right? Or maturity is wasted on the old, or some shit like that.
I thought it was youth is wasted on the young.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude. But I really like your grand scheme, man. To try to straighten out our education program, dude.
I think that's a great idea, man. Totally real.
Incentive.
Like, I really think that you have to build incentives, and not bullshit incentives, like real shit
that count, that matter.
You know what I mean? Something that's going to get the kid excited about taking the test. Like, what is going to get Johnny excited about taking that test? The fact that he knows that he could get $1,000 if he passes it?
Yep.
I might be pretty motivated to do my work.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I think also something would have to be, because you know how kids are nowadays. They need that quick fix. Mm-hmm. They need that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is the age of TikTok.
Yeah, and that's what's so hard about football. Like, football's not a quick fix game. Like, football is something that you got to invest a lot of time, energy, effort into. So that's why a lot of kids don't fuck with football no more, because it's not immediate gratification. It's like, well, I got to work out, I got to do my homework, I got to go to practice. You got to do good at practice, then maybe I can play. You know what I mean? So there's like a long process to it. You know what I mean? Like, baseball is like immediate. Throw a ball, hit a ball, catch a ball, run. Basketball, same thing. Pretty easy to do. Soccer, you know, I think it scratches that itch of like, I need it now.
It does. Yeah.
football does it though.
It doesn't.
That's the challenge that football has right now these days. Like, you know.
And there's also like being a coach. There's also a lot of strategizing.
Oh yeah.
That comes along. Not only is it like a process of patience for the player, but also a process of patience that requires patience from the coach as well, right? Because you have to do research on who you're playing, so that you can come up with the proper strategy,
right,
to fucking beat those motherfuckers.
I mean, we're the only sport that plays once a week.
Due to that,
right?
Hey, it's like little armies, dog.
It is,
and I think that's fucking awesome.
It is. You're just strategizing. You're doing some intel, finding who's hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that book up there, 33 Strategies of War. It's on the far left.
Oh, this one?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. I can't reach
that motherfucker, bro.
Is it good?
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
33 strategies.
I marked that up pretty good. So if you open it up anywhere, you'll find
Robert Greene.
Yep, you'll find something good in there.
Winning the subtle social game of everyday life. Yeah, you did. You went to town on this, huh?
Yeah.
That's how you know. That's how you know someone got into the book, man.
All my books are like that.
Is it all marked up?
All my books are marked up, man. And up there is also, I got the 48 Laws of Power, which I finished a couple years back. That motherfucker is bad,
to Napoleon, Sun Tzu, the goddess Athena, and my cat Brutus. That's dope. Dedicate a book to Napoleon.
There's a lot of Napoleon in there. A lot of Napoleon. I've talked to you about how he writes his books and how he incorporates historical figures and how they used a particular strategy to become successful.
That's so funny. I turned to this one. It's create a threatening presence, deterrent strategies. So it's so funny because I talk to my class all the time when we're talking about imperialism. Because like the imperialists, they just wanted to go somewhere where it was going to be easy. Like they don't want to fucking have to like conquer somebody that's going to be hard. You know what I mean? So like the whole goal. So you find like throughout history, there's like 3 examples. There's Egypt. There's Egypt. There's Greece. There's who am I thinking of? Oh, gosh, like over by Thailand. I'm forgetting right
Cambodia?
now. Not Cambodia. It's the next one over.
Philippines?
No.
Borneo?
No.
Southeast Asia?
Yeah, it's in Southeast Asia. So it's right in between. So it's sat right in between 2 like European powers. It's sat right in between Britain and France. So France controlled Indochina, right? Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, right? And then Britain controlled like Malaysia and Indonesia and all that. So there's I can't think of the name of the country right now, but it's sat right in between. So and Ethiopia, who beat the Italians. The only African country to remain independent during imperialism was the Ethiopians. So if you look at all of them, all 3 of them did the same thing. They all acquired modern European weapons. They all started to modernize their infrastructure, right? And so once they made themselves like as scary as possible, then they either won their freedom or never were conquered because the imperialists were like, nah.
Yeah.
I want to go like where it's gonna be easy.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna fucking waste too much resources on these guys.
So the goal is like to stay free in imperialism is just make yourself look as scary as possible. Like
fuck yeah, dude.
It's a deterrence, like what he was talking about.
Absolutely, man. That right there is. Jocko Willink was talking about this not too long ago. Well, I don't know about not too long ago, but I heard him talking about this. They interviewed people who were who committed robberies and burglaries.
Yeah.
But on people. Right? And they asked them, how is it that you determine who it is that you're going to target? And they said, Well, I look at the way people carry themselves. If they look like they're not, like if they look like they're an easy target, like if they're not walking confident, if they don't look like a threat, oh yeah, they're gonna fucking get it. Compared to somebody who's walking confidently and looking the part. Like, if you had to pick between this guy and this guy, you'd pick the guy or the person that you're going to waste the less resources on, right? Like, fuck, that guy right there, man, he might fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, you see his ears? He has cauliflower ears. He's going to fucking...
Yeah.
Might choke me out or knock me out, right?
Yeah.
And they also asked them about homes. Like, what determines whether or not you're going to rob a home?
Yeah.
They said if there's a pair of man's shoes outside of the house, we're not going. If there's an American flag outside of the house,
we're not going.
We're not
Because we
going.
know you're strapped.
Yes, dude. So there you go. You got to make yourself look like you cannot be conquered. Yeah, man. That's fucking. Yeah, man. That's a great defense.
Yeah. I mean, and then I tell my students, like, it's just like life, like dealing with bullies. Like, you got to make yourself look as scary as possible if you don't want to get fucked with.
Yeah.
I mean, just life.
But that's the way life is, dog.
It happens in that first 30 seconds. Like, we're going to evaluate you. Like, that it's so funny because I tell it to my kids all the time. I'm like, dude, just walk in like you own the place. And nobody will tell you shit. You know what I mean? Once in a while you might, but most, like 99% of the time, you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
Just because make yourself look as scary as possible is adjacent to look confident, look like you belong there. Like, just walk around like you own the place. So
like, you've been here before. It's nothing new.
Yeah. Like, why are you talking to me?
Shake everybody's hand and shit. Okay.
So Elias went to some like bar with a friend of his that was like DJing or something. And Elias isn't 21, but it was 21 over club. So he's like, Dad, I just acted like I just belong there. But nobody told me shit.
Have you seen the Boiler Room?
Yeah.
Act as if.
Act as if, yeah.
Act as if you have a 12-inch cock. He says that, right? He says, act as if you got a 12-inch dick. I might not have one, but I can fucking act like I do.
Yeah.
Act as if, and you fucking fool the room, dog.
Yeah.
And then you know who else you fool by acting as if? You fool yourself. Yeah. And by fooling yourself, you make it more believable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's with anything.
For sure.
That's with fucking anything. Hey, you mentioned Elias. Elias is your son. I want to talk about your tattoos. Because I know you have tattoos that represent your kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I got this one added. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a rose here. So I have.
Oh, let me see that. Let me see.
I don't know if you can see it.
Boom. Bam. Nice.
So I got I got 5 now. It's my 5th.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm gonna get 8 wrapped around my forearm right here.
Okay.
So I gotta get 3 more.
Okay. All right.
Just because 8 is like a number that surrounds our family. So, and it only started surrounding my family once I came around Andrea. So like it surrounds her really. So now it surrounds all of us. So like, just by chance, like all of our kids have an 8 in their birthday. Anything of significance that happens to us, there's like number 8 is around somewhere. So it's just interesting. So, and I'm not real big on like getting like names blasted on you or like a portrait. So I wanted to do something that represented my family. And because also too, like, so the name Rose is pretty prominent in my wife's like family. So my wife's middle name is Rose. My daughter's middle name is Rose. My wife's sister's name, who's passed away, her name was Rose. So like there's always these roses. So roses, 8 of them. So to signify the family. And
do you ever look into like the energy of the number 8?
No. Is there energy?
There's energy, and there's like symbolism.
Things surrounding 8.
Look into it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like all numerologist or anything, but I know like 3 is a big number. I know 8 is a big number because it could signify like infinity, right? Stuff like that. But other than that, I don't know too much about it.
How many tattoos do you have?
I got this one. I got this one that's specifically for Elias. Gabe did all these.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a Spartan, and then on the shield is the purple ribbon, and then on the ribbon it has like a zipper, because that's the scar that he has on the back, so it's called a zipper scar. So the purple is for it's called the Chiari, so where your brain is sliding down into your spinal column. So he has that. So they had to go in there and make like, cut out part of his skull and make like almost like a shelf. So like the brain like stops, like so sits on right there. Sits on there, okay. So that's what the purple is about. And then orange, the orange fight across the top. The orange is the color for childhood leukemia. So, and Elias picked out which the design. So I gave him a bunch of like warriors and told him to pick which one he wanted, and so he picked that one. So that was pretty cool. And then this one is the year it all started, man. That's the year we stepped through the doorway of our hero cycle. It's 2011. That's when it started. So we've been dealing with all of our bullshit since 2011. So,
and it takes a certain type of individual and individuals, team unity to be able to fucking.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of families just disintegrate, going through tough shit in the hospital, and if the parents aren't on the same page, it's not gonna work. Luckily, me and Dre have been on the same page for most things. It gets hard at times, for sure. I mean, it hasn't been all easy. I mean, there's things that you gotta, I don't know. I guess the way I grew up, I'm just really good at like shutting my mouth. Just let it ride, but I don't know. We work good together and we support each other, and she's awesome at keeping track of all his stuff. And I mean, without her, I don't think that Elias has a lot of the same results, just because she remembers everything. She's really good in that world, like remembering all the stuff, all the procedures, all the medicine. I have to like type it all down. I have like a list.
She has a list in her head.
She's just like, just rattle it off, bro. And then doctors are like,
let me check my notes.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, I got this because like I needed something to remind me and of what Elias is going through. Not that I forget, but I don't know. It's weird. Like, you can get ahead of yourself and you can start making all these plans that you want to do and, for your life and everything. And then when they don't work out, you can start to get like pissed or discouraged or bummed out or whatever. And, I just look to that, the 2011, and I just think that like all that he's gone without, what I mean? Like, he gets discouraged every day, so I don't have any room to be mad or complain, or like I could be mad and complain, but like I don't need to bring it to him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just got to deal with it. I learn to deal with it on my own, on my own or whatever. But I can't let it discourage me to the point where I'm like, not being a positive contributing member to what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was RFK the other day. He said something that like really hit home. He was like, healthy people have like a million dreams of what they want to accomplish. Like, sick people have one. They just want to be healthy.
Dude, that's heavy.
Yeah. So that's what that helps me. That helps me remember that. Like, because it's hard, bro. Like, like all of us, like our age and stuff, like there's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do or accomplish up to this point, but I can't. And it's easy to like get mad at yourself or start like negative self-talk type stuff, you know, that you're, you know, piece of shit or whatever, you know, whichever path you go down. It's easy to do that, you know, but this just helps to remind me, like, oh, hey, don't forget about your situation, dude. Like, your situation ain't like everybody else's. So it helps me to do that, you know. And Elias wears his scars every day, so he's reminded of that every day. You know, he don't need a tattoo to remind him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wears it.
Yeah, he lives it.
Yeah. So it's been very, very difficult, man. Like, to sit here and say it's been easy is, I would not be telling the truth. And I think more recently it's gotten more difficult now that he's older. Just because we're so beyond doctor's care. Like, doctors don't even have a fucking answer for us no more. Like, every idea doctors tell us, we're like, yeah, didn't work. So now they're like, oh, well, we don't really know. Try this. So now it's like, now we're really at the point where it's like, man, because he's still dealing with stuff, you know? And now it's like, we got to take the gloves off, man. We got to, like, really think outside the box of, like, how to get this dude back on his feet, you know? Because, like, him being a kid and being sick has been hard. Him being a young adult is even harder. Because we don't have say anymore. So he's an adult. Like, doctors don't have to talk to us. And they won't talk to us. They'll only talk to him. Mm. You know what I mean?
That is a crazy adjustment to have to make as a parent.
Yeah. Especially, like, as involved as we've been with him. You know what I mean? Like, Andrea's handled all his care. And so, like, for her to take a back seat has been really, really hard for her. You know, of, like, you know, asking him now, he's like, well, you know, and he's a typical, like, dude where it's like, oh, I don't really remember, or oh, I didn't even ask him that. You know what I mean? And she's thinking of, like, 10,000 things to ask. She's like, you didn't ask this? How about this? How about that? How about that? How about that? And not to be, like, a dick about it, but she's like, these are things that we would have asked if we were in the room, but we can't be in the room anymore. So now we got to go through you. So you got to have all the answers now. You know,
or at least take some advice. You know what I mean?
And he's seeing it too, like, what a different world it is of, like, trying to, like, schedule everything and organize everything and keep all the dates, you know, relevant. And, you know, they're all floating around. There's all these doctor's dates floating around. You got to, like, they can't conflict. They can't, you know, you're trying to tie them into one another so you can hit this, then that, then do this. And it's a lot, dude. It's a lot.
You need to be an organizer, a master organizer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You know, so him being sick now has been really hard. And I think, like, and I've been really strong since 2011 because I've been really, like, super, like focused, like, you know, that St. Paul thing kicked in, that hard ass edge kicked in. And it was like, you know, I remember telling Andrea specifically, like, this cancer is not going to destroy all of us. Like, it is not going to beat all of us. And, you know, whatever happens with Elias is going to happen. We don't really have a lot of control over it. We're going to try to help him best we can, but I can't let it destroy all the kids. I can't let it destroy us. Like, that's why it was important for me to, like, because I was in the middle of getting my master's degree. So I was like, I have to finish. So I'm there in the hospital room, like, writing papers and shit. Because I was like, I have to finish because, like, that's going to be more money, right? And I have to finish because I want to show Jacob and Elias and Savannah that this can be done. Like, I don't want you to ever tell me, like, oh, we can't do that. Like, I did it, so you can do it. You know, like, I'm always thinking about, like, what example am I setting? Like, you know, being that leader and stuff like that. So, and then, too, like, I didn't want them to...
You're doing a fucking great fucking job,
Thanks,
too,
Doug. You know, it was like... That's why it was important, like, for Elias, for Jacob to keep playing sports and to keep school, and Savannah to try to get her involved in stuff. Although Savannah always got, like, I feel bad for her. She always got, like, pushed aside. But it was really important for me to, like, keep everything going. Like, I could have just checked out and just been miserable in the room, you know. And that's easy to do. It's not hard. I mean, you're in this hospital room for 30 straight days. Like, being in the hospital is you can very easily check out. It's not hard to do. But I was like, no, we got to keep it going because I didn't want it to destroy all of us. So I've been like that, you know, this whole time. And I think recently I had a really hard time with him going to the hospital recently because they fucked him over. Like he went to the hospital because he's been having like stomach pain, and this was like during Christmas vacation it started. So the whole 2 weeks he was in pain. We're like hoping it went away. We're trying this, we're trying that. Nothing's working. So finally he's like, I gotta go to the hospital. Like it hurts so bad, I gotta go. So they go to the hospital. Bro, they literally had him in the waiting room for 20 hours. Like legitimately 20 hours. I'm not exaggerating. I wish I was exaggerating. He was literally there, sitting there in pain in the waiting room, waiting to get into the ER for 20 hours.
What the fuck happened?
Why weren't they taking him? I guess there was more traumas that were coming in, and he just kept getting pushed aside. And I lost it. You know, luckily Jacob ended up taking him to another hospital. But, like, I just broke down, bro. It was like, I couldn't take it no more, dude. It was like, dude, like, is this really what he's gonna deal with, number one? And then number two, is this really like what our healthcare system is? Like, people waiting in the fucking ER for a day? Like, this is the best that we can do? Like, I don't know, I hit bottom, bro. I hit bottom, dude. It's been tough. You know, because then, you know, and then out of that whole stay, then there's a whole story that goes behind that. But ultimately, you know, he goes into the hospital and, you know, they send him out, give him some heavy pain meds. But it's just a bandage just to cover the pain. Like, they don't know what's wrong with him. He still has the pain. Hasn't gone away. Can't eat. Like, with no answers. You know, no answers.
That fucking pisses me off. Like you said, is this the best fucking America could do? Our healthcare system.
It's all
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fucked. Our healthcare system sucks, bro. It's the worst. Literally is. But, you know, I'm not like, you know, Obamacare fan or anything like that. Like, government-run healthcare ain't the answer neither. Because, you know, look at what a bang-up job they do at the DMV or any other government. You know, look at the VA. Like, they don't do a good job of healthcare. You know, so I don't know what the answer is, but what we're doing right now currently ain't it. You know, like getting denied from medical insurances for stuff the doctors want to do, but the insurance is saying no. Like, you're not even a fucking doctor.
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Like,
I get it.
Just fucking pay it.
Yeah, 100%. It's not your money.
Yeah.
Oh, man, fuck. Hey, and Elias, whenever I see him, whenever I talk to him, he's always fucking like in high spirits and
yeah.
You know, he shows a good attitude. His ambassador,
yeah.
because you know, I don't know what he goes through, you know, when it's just him, but his ambassador for the most part is a positive.
Yeah.
Positive perspective.
And that's, I think the fact that he's such a strong kid and such a strong-willed kid almost has done him a disservice at times because, you know, he'll be in an extreme amount of pain and then the doctors will come in to see him and he's like, looks great. So they get thrown off. Like, it's not like what they're seeing is not matching the symptoms type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then he doesn't get like the proper care or whatever because they think he's cool or people are like, oh, well, you should be doing this. You know what I mean? Like, but he's like miserable. Like, it's taking everything he can to just like come and say hi to you guys and say what's up. And then he's going to go lay down because he's sick as a dog, you know, wants to throw up, stomach hurts, sweating, you know. So he does a really good job. He's just really tough, you know, like he has our toughness where he can just endure, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes it's like to a detriment to himself because people will, you know, kind of not necessarily write him off, but think that he's better off than what he is, you know. And he's not. He's like really struggling.
They say the worst thing that happened to Muhammad Ali is when he learned he could take a punch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when, and like you said, like his attitude and his positive attitude and his whole personality and what he's made of is worked against them at times because how the doctor looks at him like, this guy's fine.
Right.
Type of shit, but nah. That's just because he is good, but he's not good at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because he's never going to show you, like, his weakness. You know what I mean? He'll show it to us, but, like, outside world, he'll try to, like, hide it or whatever if he can, you know?
Dude, I saw him at Pizza Mania one time. It was him, your mom, your dad, and Jacob. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Fucking saw Elias. I shook his hand all hard, dog. And Darla's like, fucking be careful with him. He just had an operation. He just had this.
Oh, the neck one?
Yeah. And I was like, hey, I think I was all rough with him and shit. And Darla's like, fucking be careful with him. He just fucking had an operation. I was like, oh, my bad. Yeah. Hey, and that's the same day, dog, that I saw it with hey, Pizza Mania, like the restaurant area, like the table area was empty. And I saw Jake, my man, what's up? And he went, hey, he looked at your dad like, hey, help me. I was like, man. And then when he realized who it was, I hugged him and shit, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was funny, dude.
Jacob's hilarious, dude.
But yeah, Darla was like, he just had a fucking operation on his fucking neck.
Yeah.
Be careful with him. I was like, all right, you're right. But I didn't know, dude. You know, I didn't know, man. You know what I mean? Even he was like, oh.
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, he tries to, like, you know, he's trying to put on a good face for people. You know, he doesn't want to, like, walk around and just be all bummed out all the time. And,
you know, and that's
walk around all sick.
And just positive attitude, man.
Yeah.
You know, positive attitude is a lot. That is fucking more than half the battle, I think. Mm-hmm. You know? Because, you know, like you said, like you said with you, it was easy for you, you know, all that time in the hospital just to fucking take that negative path. But you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you didn't because you're responsible for your family. And you're responsible to set a tone and for them to follow your lead based on how you're reacting to situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they see dad and dad's fucking dealing with things, you know, the right way, then they're going to also deal with things the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Elias is dealing with things the right way. I think he is. Because like I said, when I see him, he seems happy. He seems positive, you know, and I'm sure that's not just who his ambassador is. It has a lot to do with who he really is. Yeah. You know?
Well, you know, that's like that quote I told you before. Like, that's like deep down inside, like he just wants to be like normal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, any chance he gets to, like, just kick it, say hi, whatever. Like, he wants to do it. He don't want to come up and be all, like, sad. And you're like, oh, poor thing. Like, he just wants to, like, just be happy and be normal.
And that, by him bringing that type of energy, people are going to match that energy and give him positive energy, which is also going to give him that positive vibes instead of like, oh, you know, oh, I'm sorry, you know, nah, you're getting, hey, what's up, how are you, giving a hug, you good, you know, he's getting that positive energy from people, you know what I'm saying? Because people are going to react to the way that you give them to react to, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, he struggles, you know, he's having a hard time, you know, but just try to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and hopefully we can figure out, you know, what's bothering him currently and get him going again. You know, I don't know. There's no really guarantees. Like, nobody really seems to have an answer. So I don't know. What's going on. It's been brutal though, for sure. You know, it's like one of those things, man. It's like you think back and, you know, when all this shit's first starting and you don't know. It's like the people it's like the people that are going to like a tragic end, they don't know. You know, like the people getting on the Titanic had no clue what was in store. Like, when I got hit with that news at first, you know, that he was sick or whatever, like, I didn't have a fucking clue of what was in store for us. Mm. You know what I mean? Like, like stepping through the door of that hero cycle is almost like a death, like, to the old life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an initiation where you leave your old life behind you and you start that new one.
No idea. I had no clue. You know what I mean? Like, never in a million years I think I'd be in the situation that I'm in right now. Like, never crossed my mind. You know, as us being young and stuff, running around doing the shit that we're doing, like, you don't even think that that's in store for you. Like, you have no fucking clue.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know what the best plan is, you know what I mean? Like, best way to handle it, you know? Just...
I think the way that you guys are, I think the way you are is the best way to handle it.
Yeah. I mean,
because there's no other fucking way, dog. Like you said, you have two options, man. You could be negative about it, or you could be positive about it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. You know, so I don't know, man. We still struggle with it, and it's still tough. You know, we're just trying to keep it all going, but, you know, we're like beyond doctor's care now, so it's like truly beyond doctor's care. So now it's like we got to find a fucking miracle to figure out what's going on with him.
And there are procedures that are outside the box that are not even allowed in the United States,
yeah,
but are successful and are being practiced outside of the United States.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's always options, dog. You know?
Yeah, it's just, you know, do you have the means to pursue them? You know what I mean? Like, that's always a question. You know, in our Western world is, yeah, the care is out there, but do you have the means to obtain it? You know, the legal representation is out there, but do you have the means to obtain it?
Yeah. Fuck. That's the big question. Hey, so let's start wrapping this up, dog.
Okay.
If you could give your freshman self any advice, what would you give it?
Oh, man. What would you give your freshman advice? What would you give yourself?
I would not to take myself so seriously.
Yeah.
Right? Learn to laugh at myself. Right?
Yeah.
You know what advice I would give myself, dog? The same advice I give myself today. That I would tell my freshman self that you are the creator of your reality. The reality that you imagine yourself, imagine the reality that you want to live, and then behave in a manner that will create that reality. That's the advice I would give my freshman self. That I am the creator of my reality. And that your perspective of the world has a lot to do with the reality that you create for yourself. You have two options. You could view the world with negative goggles, or you could view the world through positive goggles, and always choose the positive goggles.
I like that.
You know,
I think I would. I don't have anything like cool or funny. I think I would just say, like, you know, don't invest so much in football after high school. Like, do a little bit more work on yourself. You know, and with the grades and the school and the being a student and the just like relationship building too. You know what I mean? Like we just threw all that shit aside. Like, you know, personality shit. We were just like one track mind for 4 years. Like, fuck it, go win a ring, go win a ring, go win a ring. Like, that just pretty much dictated like all of our existence, or at least for me.
You did. You know? We reached for that ring.
So I probably would put less investment on that, more investment in like me growing as a human. So I don't think I did that until way later.
So the last guest, Steve, his question for the next guest, which is you, is what 3 quotes assist you with living your everyday life?
If you're on time, you're late. That's one that I probably say still to this day repeatedly, especially to the players. Like, if you're showing up when practice starts, you're late.
That's true, Dick. That's fucking true, Dick.
If you're showing up at 5, you're late.
Yeah.
Because we're starting at 5.
That's true. Okay, all right. I'm going to use that one. Yeah. I'm going to use that one.
So another one I use a lot, especially with the players, is major in the minor. So it's like Kirby Smart quote of like, master the simple things. Like, do what you take care of. Basically, it's the same message that we send to our players all the time, or even our kids, is like, control what you can control. Like, you can get to class on time, you can do your homework, you can, like, all the stuff that you can manage, like, you, like, manage it. Like, major in it. Like, be excellent at that. Like, you're not going to grow. No one in here is going to turn 6'6". No one in here is going to be able to dunk tomorrow. No one in here is going to run a 4.4. So let's not worry about that shit. Let's worry about what we can control. Let's go lift those fucking weights. And then I think the third one is, like, I tell my coach all the time, very famous quote. It's passed on throughout the ages. I even passed it on to Jacob, too. He knows it very well. Don't fuck it up. I tell my coach all the time. They'll come up with this big fucking plan, or they'll say, hey, you ready? Like, yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Don't fuck this up.
I love it, Jake. I love that fucking. I think, yeah. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, I say that often. You know what? Fuck. I'm gonna put that up somewhere here. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up, dog. Don't fuck it up. Oh man. Hey. Okay. So your question for the next guest, what would it be? What would you like to hear them? Maybe talk about. What would you like to hear them? What would you like to hear them answer? Or
what book are they reading and why?
All right.
What book are you currently reading?
I'm reading that one right there. The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Ooh,
dude,
so like a fiction?
Nah, dude, watch. Pull it out. It's about the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve.
Oh,
it's about the
Federal Reserve book.
Man. It's about the World Bank and how they were created, the philosophy behind them, who created them.
Wow.
And the goal that they want to the goal that's still being worked on to this day, to accomplish with the World Bank.
It's a thick ass book.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Damn.
Dude. It's pretty good though, dude. It's
heavy.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Very cool.
Because I'm reading that right now. All right, hey man, fucking. So now we did this, right? So now you are a forever guest of the Let's See What Happens podcast. You are also a member of the Society of Bell Ringers.
The Bell Ringers Society.
Hey, so this just adds another secret society that you and I are a part of. Hey, let's hug it out, dog. Hey, thank you for fucking coming down here and carving time out of your day and recording those. I fucking big time appreciate it, dog. I fucking love you, dog.
Love you too, brother.
Love you, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.